going to dig into today in this deep dive what gratitude really means and how we can grow that feeling, not just on holidays or special occasions, but like woven into our everyday lives.
I love that. And yeah, for this one, we've got some seriously interesting material to work with.
Yeah.
Articles from psychology and scientific journals that really break down the mechanics of gratitude, like literally what it's doing in our brains and bodies. It's pretty wild.
Wow.
Plus, we've got some really grounded and practical advice from sources like Mindful Magazine and Positive Psychology about how we can actually put gratitude into practice, like day-to-day stuff, actionable stuff.
Awesome. So we're not just going to geek out on the science, though that's cool too. We're going to make this useful for everyone listening.
For sure.
Okay, so what is gratitude, really? I mean, we've all heard the word, but let's get specific.
Well, the American Psychological Association, the APA, they define gratitude as an emotion, similar to appreciation, but it's more than that. It's that feeling of happiness and thankfulness when something good happens to us or when we receive something, a tangible gift. It's like that, wow, this is awesome. I'm so thankful feeling.
Okay, so that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when a friend really comes through for you. But it sounds like we're talking about more than just a fleeting thing, right?
Exactly. One of the leading experts on this, Dr. Robert Emmons, he breaks gratitude down into a two-stage process. First, you have to actually affirm the good things you've received, actively notice them.
So it's not just letting good things happen, but actually going, hey, there's goodness here.
Totally. You're acknowledging it, being present to it. The second part of the process is recognizing that the source of that good thing isn't you. It's something outside yourself.
Okay, interesting. So not just, I'm awesome, I made this good thing happen, but more like, wow, I'm lucky this good thing came my way.
Exactly. It could be another person, a higher power, if you believe in that, even nature. It's recognizing you're a recipient.
Ah, I see. That element of humility is kind of key then. It's not just about the good thing itself, but where it came from.
Right. And gratitude isn't just this temporary emotion you feel either. It can actually be a personality trait, something that some people just naturally lean towards more than others. But here's the really cool part. You can cultivate gratitude, like building a muscle.
I like that analogy. So even if we're not naturally gratitude gurus, we can train ourselves to be more grateful over time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now that we know what it is, why bother? What's the big deal with gratitude anyway?
Well, the research on this is pretty amazing. When you practice gratitude consistently, it really affects everything. Your mental health, your relationships, even physical health. There's a strong link between gratitude and a stronger immune system.
Okay, that's huge. I mean, who couldn't use a boost to their immune system these days?
Totally. And it goes beyond that. People who practice gratitude report sleeping better, they're more optimistic, they just experience more joy in their lives.
That's incredible.
It's not just about you either. Grateful people tend to be more helpful and generous towards others. And this might surprise you, but they also tend to feel less lonely.
Oh, that makes sense. If you appreciate others more, you're probably going to connect with them better.
Exactly. There's this idea from Passmore and Oates that in Western societies, as expectations for material possessions and health have increased, gratitude might have actually decreased.
Huh, that's interesting.
It's like things that would have been seen as blessings in the past are now just expected, and when we don't get them, we feel disappointed instead of thankful for what we do have.
I see. We get so focused on what we lack that we forget to appreciate what we already have.
Yeah, it's a real trap.
So how does gratitude actually change us? What's happening in our brains when we feel grateful?
Well, studies show that practicing gratitude can actually reshape the neural pathways in our brains. It can make us more sensitive to joy and less reactive to stress.
Wait, so we can actually rewire our brains to be more grateful?
It seems so. The brain regions that light up when we feel grateful are also linked to social connection and pleasure. These areas are connected to the parts of our brain that regulate our emotions, heart rate, things like that.
So being grateful has actual physical effects on the body?
Yes. Like when we feel appreciated by others, it can trigger a calmer state in our bodies.
That makes sense.
And that can reduce stress and even pain perception.
Wow.
And there's more. Gratitude has also been linked to the mu-opioid networks in our brains.
Mu-opioid networks?
It's like your brain's internal system for comfort and connection. It's activated by things like physical touch, social bonding, and relief from pain.
It's interesting. So gratitude taps into that same system.
Exactly. It's no wonder that feeling appreciated has such a huge impact on our well-being.
It's fascinating how interconnected everything is.
It really is.
Hmm.
And there's even research suggesting that gratitude could help with depression.
Really?
Yeah. A study by Curity and others found that practicing gratitude might lead to structural changes in brain regions that are affected by depression.
That's pretty amazing. It's like gratitude can actually heal the brain.
The research is ongoing, but it's very promising.
Okay, so we know gratitude is good for us. But how do we actually make it a part of our lives? What are some things we can try?
There are tons of different approaches. The key is to find what works for you and what you can actually stick with.
Right, it has to be sustainable.
Exactly. Mindful Magazine suggests starting by simply noticing your thank yous. Like, when you say it, are you just going through the motions or are you really feeling it?
That's a good point. It's easy to just say it out of habit.
Right. Try to actually tune in to how you feel when you express thanks.
I like that. Simple but powerful. What else?
Try focusing on one interaction a day where you feel grateful. Instead of just saying a quick thanks, pause for a second and really identify what you're grateful for.
So it's about bringing awareness to those moments.
Yes. And another popular practice is gratitude journaling.
Ah, yes, the classic gratitude journal.
It's a classic for a reason. The idea is to write down the good things in your life regularly. Mindful emphasizes being specific. So instead of just writing, I'm grateful for my family, maybe write, I'm grateful that my mom called me today and made me laugh.
Right, details matter.
They really do. They also say it's better to go deep on one or two things rather than just making a long list.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. And focusing on people in your entries tends to have a bigger positive impact than just listing material things.
That makes sense. It brings us back to that connection piece.
Exactly. Another cool tip they give is to try what they call subtraction, not just addition.
What's that?
So imagine what your life would be like without certain things or people.
Oh, I see.
It can really highlight how much you value them. And try to think of the good things as gifts. It helps you not take them for granted.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of good tips here. Anything else?
One more journaling tip. Research suggests journaling a few times a week might be better than doing it daily. Keeps it fresh.
That's interesting. I thought daily was better.
It can be too much sometimes.
Yeah, okay. So what about other practices beyond journaling?
Well, one that's really powerful is called remembering the bad.
Remembering the bad. That doesn't sound very grateful.
It's actually super effective. Think back to tough times you've been through and how you overcame them.
Oh, I got it.
Comparing your current situation to those hard times can make you even more grateful for what you have now.
That's a good way to put things into perspective.
Right. There's also this practice of asking yourself 3 questions about your relationships. What have I received from this person? What have I given to this person? And what troubles have I caused this person?
Interesting.
It really makes you think about the balance and give and take in your relationships.
Yeah, that would definitely spark some gratitude.
And of course, don't forget to express your gratitude directly to others.
Just say thank you.
Exactly. Tell people you appreciate them. It strengthens your bonds.
It's so simple, but we often forget. What about using our senses to cultivate gratitude?
Mindful talks about coming to your senses and really appreciating the experience of being alive. Take a moment to really savor what you see, smell, touch, taste, hear.
I love that.
Right. Our senses are amazing. You can also use visual reminders. Maybe it's a photo, an object, even certain people who make you feel grateful.
It's like creating little gratitude triggers throughout your day.
Exactly. Another powerful thing is to write down a gratitude vow and put it somewhere you'll see it every day.
A gratitude vow, I like that.
And pay attention to your language. Grateful people tend to use words like gifts, blessings, abundance.
Interesting. So it's not just about feeling grateful, but also talking about it. Like, what about those days where you're just not feeling it? Any tips for those times?
Sometimes just going through the motions can help.
Fake it till you make it?
Sort of. Even if you're not feeling grateful, smiling, saying thank you, writing thank you notes, those actions can actually trigger the emotion itself.
I can see how that would work.
And don't be afraid to get creative. Look for new and unusual situations where you can find gratitude.
I love that. Gratitude scavenger hunt. Okay, so we've talked about general practices. What about mindfulness practices specifically?
One that's really helpful is a short gratitude meditation, sometimes called Savor the Good. It's about 5 minutes long. You use your breath to ground yourself for the present moment and then focus on things you're grateful for.
Sounds relaxing.
It is. You really try to engage all your senses as you savor those things. The goal is to carry that feeling of appreciation with you throughout your day.
I like that. What about gratitude in action? Like, are there specific things we can do to express our gratitude that have a big impact?
Definitely. One that stands out is writing a gratitude letter to someone who has positively impacted your life.
Oh, I've heard of that.
You explain what they did and how it affected you. Research shows this can boost your mood, help you cope with stress, even improve your health.
Wow.
And you can take it a step further with a gratitude visit, where you actually deliver the letter in person and read it aloud.
Oh, that would be so powerful.
It really is. Studies show it increases happiness and reduces depression. And even though general meditation isn't always about expressing gratitude to others, focusing on things you're grateful for during meditation can really boost your appreciation.
Right. It primes your mind for gratitude.
Exactly. Even sharing positive things on social media can be a way to spread gratitude.
That's a good point. It's like creating a ripple effect of appreciation. Okay, so you mentioned something called the iceberg of gratitude earlier. Can you unpack that a little?
Sure. It's this idea that when we think of gratitude, we often focus on the big, obvious things. Our families, our health, our jobs. These are like the tip of the iceberg. But beneath the surface, there's this whole world of simple, everyday joys that we often overlook.
Like what?
A good cup of coffee, a funny conversation with a friend, a quiet moment with a book.
Right. The little things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But those little things add up to a lot.
Uh-huh.
Recognizing them can really deepen our gratitude and bring us more joy.
I love that analogy. It's a good reminder to appreciate all the good, no matter how big or small.
Exactly.
You also mentioned that gratitude plays a role in different religions.
Yeah, gratitude is a common thread in many spiritual traditions. In Buddhism, the idea of interconnectedness naturally fosters gratitude for all beings. In Judaism, there are daily blessings like the Modani, which expresses thanks for the gift of life. And in Christianity, prayers often include blessings of gratitude for various things in life. Even secular traditions like Thanksgiving are all about giving thanks. But gratitude isn't just for holidays. It's a practice we can benefit from every day.
That's so true. We don't have to wait for a special occasion to feel grateful.
Right.
Okay, last thing. You briefly mentioned something called the find, remind, bind theory. What's that all about?
This theory, by psychologist Sarah Algo, explains how gratitude works in our relationships. Basically, it says that gratitude helps us identify good relationship partners, reminds us of the value of our existing relationships, and motivates us to invest in those relationships.
So gratitude helps us find good people, appreciate them, and then strengthen our bonds with them.
Exactly. And expressing gratitude can inspire others to be kind in return.
It's amazing how powerful gratitude is. It's not just about how we feel inside. It actually impacts our actions and our relationships.
It really does.
Wow, this deep dive has been incredible. It's clear that gratitude is so much more than just saying thank you.
Right.
It's a way of looking at the world that can benefit us in so many ways. Mentally, emotionally, physically, even in our relationships.
I couldn't agree more.
And we hope that you, our listener, will take some of these ideas and put them into practice in your own life.
Yes. Even small, consistent efforts can make a big difference over time.
As you go about your day, we want to leave you with this question to think about. What are some of the little, often overlooked things in your life that you could be grateful for? And how would focusing on those things change your perspective? It's worth pondering.
Absolutely.
We encourage you to keep exploring this amazing topic. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for listening.